Hi Stampers, my name is Sandy Hancock. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator coming to you from Southern California, and today is Monday, October the 6th, 2025. Today we're going to be taking a look at the patterned tags dies, and what I want you to keep in mind is you don't always have to think of Christmas when you're thinking of tags. I made a little Thanksgiving tag. I'll show you how I'm thinking I'm going to use it. But you could do birthday tags, you could make Valentine, you could do any kind of tags you want. So on page 57 in the Fall Holiday Catalog, you'll see the 4 basic dies. 2 of them are obviously for Christmas, but these other 2 you could actually use for any occasion. You've got the bows, the little finishing piece, and a little dot to go on the top. Before I jump in to start showing you these, I wanted to just tell you what I did last week. My friend and I, on Friday the 26th, we flew to Boston, and on Saturday we got onto a cruise, Holland America, going up into Canada. We were going to go see the fall leaves. That was the idea of the cruise. However, it hasn't rained in Canada in 4 months. So the trees still have too much green in them. And we did see a few beautiful trees, but it was supposed to be a spectacular carpet of trees everywhere we looked. Well, it was just a carpet of green with a few, really gorgeous trees here and there. So that's what we saw. But anyway, it was so much fun. Each night at 7:30 we had entertainment, and my favorite, in fact, Linda's and my favorite entertainment was called Breton Thunder, B-R-E-T-O-N. They were a Celtish group, like Irish Scotch. Oh my word, they just shook the place, and everybody gave them a standing ovation. It was so much fun. And then, so we went to St. John's, we went to Halifax and Sydney. So Halifax is the capital of Nova Scotia, which is one of the provinces of Canada. And at Halifax, Linda and I ordered whole lobsters. We'd never eaten a whole lobster before. Unfortunately, people at the table had, so they were telling us how to crack the shells and how to pick out the meat, and that was quite an experience. So overall, we had a wonderful time, even if we didn't get to see the carpet of gorgeous trees that we were looking for. Okay, so now I'm back home. I did think about, think about tags. Did I already say this? You don't have to make them just for Christmas. So I made one for Thanksgiving before I left, and then I made some Christmas tags. I have a few more to show you, but these are the 3 I'm going to make today. They're simple, because if I make them too complicated, I'm not going to make them. Because by the time Christmas rolls around, I'm just happy to figure out what I'm going to buy, get it wrapped, and up where's the tag. So I'm not going to come into my craft room and spend hours making tags. So I did keep them on the simple side. All right, so first off, we're going to make this simple Thanksgiving tag. And I've used beige cardstock. And then I was going to show you, I used this from Gathering Together. Gosh, I've been gone for a week and I can't remember the names of things. So this is Gathering Together, DSP. And so that's where that comes from. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just glue this onto here, and then I'm going to add the little bow and write in it. You don't always have to add a tag to write on it. A name doesn't have to be on a tag. That's what I'm trying to say. You can just write it in, and that's what I'm going to do to keep it really simple. So I'm just going to turn this over, and I'm going to, you don't have to put, come on. Oh, this is not the one I wanted. Yeah, it actually is the one I wanted to use. Are you going to work for me? Yes. Okay, you don't have to put glue on every little tiny part of this, but just a little bit of glue here and there is going to hold it down just fine. Okay, so now let's put this onto the tag. I mean, for birthdays, think about it. You could do this in any color. You could, do it according to the theme of the birthday party. It would be so cute, and you don't even have to put anything on top of it. You could just have cute tags with ribbons on them. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Okay, now watch this. These bows, I'm just going to put them on. I know there's a hole there, but I'm going to try to put this over the hole. So this is the bottom part of the bow, and I'm going to try to stick it somewhat right over, okay, don't stick to my glass, over the hole. And then this part, you just turn it upside down and add it to the first part of the bow. Oops, I think I'll put it up a little bit higher. Okay, isn't that a cute bow? Pretty simple. And then I'm just gonna take my Take-A-Pick, put a little rhinestone in there. Initially when I made these, I did put the little knot piece that comes with it in, but why? You know, I'm going to cover it up with a rhinestone, so I decided not to do it. And then I'm just going to take a Cajun Craze, a light Cajun Craze marker, and oh, you know what? I'm not going to write on this one because I've already done. Okay, let me show you what I've done. So I'm going to save that because I don't know. I usually go to my daughter's for Thanksgiving, and so I've made one for each person in the family, but I know there are going to be other people there. I just don't know who. And so I did one for the primary part of the family. And I might just put it on the plate. I might put it by the fork. I'm not sure how Shelly's going to decorate her plates this year. She usually makes them pretty fancy. But I thought, wouldn't this be pretty? Just a little addition of interest to the table. So I think I will talk with her and see what her plan is, if she even knows what her plan is yet. This is not Thanksgiving, so she may not know what her plan is yet. But I'm going to see if I can work these in because I just thought they would be simple and super cute. Okay, so that's our first tag. And again, you could add cutout characters to the fronts of these, like if you were having a little kid's birthday party. And of course, there's a place to put ribbon in there too. Oh, you could just make them. There's just really no end to the creativity that you could use for these. Okay, next I'm going to make this tag. And for that one, we're using a different one of the dies that looks like this. And we're going to, on the next tag, we're going to be using these little pieces of green that come out of there. So again, I'm just going to add a little bit of glue because I really would like for this to stay, but you don't have to go nuts with adding a ton of glue. Just a little bit will be fine. And this is shaded spruce, by the way. Oh, and another thing I was going to tell you, be sure to put wax paper on the back of this die because I thought I could cut out 2 at a time. No, ma'am, you cannot cut out 2 at a time with this. It's very detailed and it doesn't like to cut out 2, so you're just going to cut out 1. But if you take wax paper, I think almost everybody has seen me do this by now. Just take wax paper, take the back of the die, rub it like this, and it will make, you know, it'll make your die, the paper, come out so much easier. Okay, so now I'm going to add Mary. Oh, first I think I'll add the ribbon. Now, this is not current ribbon. I don't really have silver ribbon that's current, so I would just say go into your stash and add some ribbon that's current or that you have, because I usually don't get rid of my silver or gold ribbon. And so I'm just gonna, make a loop, go from the front to the back, pull it over like, oh, before I do that, I almost forgot. I'm going to put a glue dot right here or 2 because I really need that part to stay put after there we go. Okay, now I'm going to pull it tight if it'll let me. Yeah, okay, and pull it tight like that, and then I think I'll just cut one of these at an angle so they're not exactly the same. Okay, then I decided that I was going to put, and this, by the way, I cut the Mary out of the words for the season, these dies. And remember, these are the dies where the first letter of the word is not connected to the rest of the word. Whatever. So first I just started out with a silver Mary. And I thought, it doesn't really show up that well. But anyway, that's what I started with. So let me put the Mary on. And then afterwards, I decided to see what would happen when I added red. And I think it's a lot cuter with the silver and the red. Okay, here we go. So here's the Mary. And then the M. It's always better when you're using these if you'll put the second part of the word down first, because it's easy to line up the first letter. But the first time I did this, I put the first letter down first, and then I had a terrible time in the space that I had given myself to add. Okay, so I don't even know if you can see that. It looks a little lonesome, doesn't it? It's a little lonesome. So we're going to add Mary. In red 2 times, and then I think it kind of spruces it up a little bit. So let me see where I want this to go. We'll take our big M, maybe put it there. I think that will work. This only takes a minute to do, but yeah. I couldn't think of what else to put on the green to make it look pretty. You don't want it to be crazy busy, but I thought that these Marys made it look kind of pretty. Okay, there's the first Mary. Now let's add the second Mary. It does help if you'll lay the M down, and then it helps you know where to put the second part, but I don't know. I just was very unsuccessful with putting the M down first, so we'll do Mary. And then the M, and then I'll show you what I did on the back. Again, these are simple, pretty quick. You do have to take a minute to cut out the Marys. Okay, then on the back of this one, I just put to from. So that's what I'm going to do on this one. And I'm doing it in shaded spruce. So I'm just going to go to and from. Pretty cute. Okie doke, there you go. Pretty simple, pretty cute. And again, any kind of silver ribbon. I just happen to like the silver. And I don't even know if Silver Sparkle is available right now. It might be. But a lot of us, I mean, I don't think anybody throws away their sparkle paper. So, okay, now we're going to work with the little pieces that come out of that, and red. This is real red. So you know what we're going to have to do, what I'm going to have to do, because I actually have no idea what colors of tags I'm going to need this Christmas. So am I going to need red and green? I don't know. Sometimes I love blue. Am I going to need blue? I have no idea. So, but these are quick enough that I can come in and make some tags if my colors aren't going to be red and green. So see if you can get this pulled up into a good position. Okay, then once again, we'll just take our, oh, I'm going to put some red ribbon in here. I almost forgot. Okay, so I think it's usually about 7 inches, but if you were going to, oops, don't do that. If you were going to actually tie this onto something, you might want to leave it a little bit longer than 7 inches. Okay, so let's put this from the front to the back. Come on. Front to the back, okay. And then, is that straight? No. Okay, now it's straight. Pull it through from the front to the back, and before I get it pulled very far, I'm going to stop and put a couple of glue dots in place so that it will hold the ribbon. Okay, now I can pull it and press it down. Kind of wanted it to open up. There we go. Okay. I think that's good. There we go, nice and smooth. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead with my shaded spruce, and let's see, I hate to write in there because I'm not sure who this is going to be to. I already have one to Brad, got one to Shelley. Okay, I'll say this is to Gabriel. Why not use these openings for your to from? It just makes it so easy and quick. Okay, however, I thought that was a little on the plain side. Oh, we still have to add a bow. Where is my bow? Ooh, I may have forgotten to cut one out. Oh, here it is right here. Hello. Okay, now I can add my bow. All right, so let's get the... You think you have everything cut out. Okay, so here we go. We're going to put it right on top of the ribbon. That's why you have to be sure to put some of these under the ribbon, because if you don't, this little bow that I'm adding right now is going to pull it up, and it's not going to stay in place. So here we go. Okay, and then once again, we'll just add, let's see, add a rhinestone in the center. Initially, I was adding the little tiny dot that comes with it, but you can't even see it. So why go to all the trouble to add it? It didn't make sense. Okay, and any red ribbon you have will be just fine. So let's add, let's see, backside. Just add a little bit of glue to these pieces. And this just kind of makes it a little bit more interesting. Then we're going to add one long piece. Okay. And we're almost done. So like I said, these are really simple tags that are very doable. And then you can just kind of put your brain in gear for what other seasons of the year or occasions could you use these tags for. And I'm going to use a big rhinestone right there. Okay. Isn't that pretty? I think that's really pretty. Yep. Very, very pretty. Okay, so one for Gabriel, one for Shelley. All right. So then I'll show you a simple one that I did. Again, just using the silver. So it's the same thing here, but you don't always have to add something extra to it. I mean, if you didn't see these tags, this is a cute tag. And so why not? Now these next two I'm going to show you, last two I'm going to show you, are a little bit fancier, and actually I don't use foil usually for wrapping. So these are a little bit too fancy for my packages probably, but putting gold on top of the red, you can see the poinsettias coming through very clearly. Here I put the red on top of the gold, and you really can't see the poinsettias as clearly. I don't really know what I'm going to do with these. I might have to go back and take these off and add ribbon and then put it on top of the ribbon. But again, I don't know. Now this Merry Christmas is from, oh, what's it from? It is from Word Wishes Dies. And those are retired quite a while ago, but it has a Merry Christmas where the M is not, it's not, the first letter is not disconnected from the rest of the word, so it made it a little bit easier to put it on there. So here you go. Think about getting tags for all occasions out of these patterned tags dies and have fun. Just your creativity is going to come out as you think of the birthday party or the anniversary party or just some fun occasion where you're going to need some cute tags. So these will be in your stash and ready to be used. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will look forward to having you again next time.